often you get mornings like this in Shetland. The sea has turned into a mirror, the sun is out, it's actually warm. So today, there's only one thing for it, and that's to get out there and do some exploring. My plan is to go to an island all the way out there. It's not too far, it's called the island Musa. I've never explored it, so today is the perfect day to do it with this sort of weather. So let's get out there and give it a go.
Feel it in my bones, I can feel it in my veins. Hands in the sky, I can feel the winds of change. You live and you learn, and I hope I've seen enough to make something right and make up for what I've lost. I was down, but things are looking up. I wanna get high on you, caught by surprise.
So it's looking pretty amazing out here. I was gonna try one spot, but there was about 50,000 seals on the rocks, and I don't really like diving with seals because one, they scare the fish away, and I just hate getting stalked in the water because they kind of creep along and follow you. Unless you stop and play. If you're in to have a play, there's nothing better than having a good old swim about with a seal. But I'd quite like to find my first fish of the year. I don't know how that's going to go because I've just seen a whole load of other seals in this new spot. I've just come around the corner. The tide was absolutely pumping off that point. I can see seals coming in to see what I am now. But the water looks incredible. It's looking lovely and clear, so I'm thinking maybe just chuck the wetsuit on and give it a go. And if not, just have a play with seals or move on. They're everywhere. As long as the killer whales turn up, which it would be amazing, and I'd love to dive with them, but I will need to clean my wetsuit out afterwards. Let's see how it goes. There's nothing that excites me more than when you jump into this new location you've come to and you see viz like this. You've got the sun coming through, which is shining off the kelp, which brings all the colours out, and you just go for it. I dive down into the kelp, just cruising about, almost trying to stalk, but there's no fish. It doesn't really take long to work out the main reason why. There's seals there. So I decide to put the gun away and just enjoy them, because they are pretty amazing, especially when you can get this close to them.
Like a dream. And me. these frozen melodies, and suddenly I only want to.
As quick as they appeared, they disappeared. and that was okay because it left me to get back on the boat and go for another look at a different spot. Hopefully the viz is just as good and I can bump into a fish or two. So the water is beautiful, amazing, but there's a rather lot of seals here. But I must admit it was pretty amazing with them in the clear water, and they came in pretty close. But spearfishing wise, at the moment in time with all these seals, I'm not gonna give it much more of a go here, so I'm gonna move on and see what else I find. I anchored up in this nice little bay, but looking at the terrain of the island, it got deep pretty quick. But the reef was amazing. There was beautiful kelp, some nice big overhangs, and I felt I was sure to see a fish. I was nice and calm and doing some nice deeper dives, but I could see no fish. I mean, I'm not even seeing the bait fish, and it is early in the season, but you do get these big pollock that cruise into the shallows early on in the season. They tend to be a bit more flighty, but they can be there. I even have a look in some deeper spots where the kelp drops off and it goes to a nice rocky seabed. This is around 15-16 meters, even though it really doesn't look at it in this viz, and I can see all the way back to the surface. I love diving little bits like this where you really see the terrain out in front of you with that beautiful viz. If only that dream fish just cruised on in. So, no fish here either, but what a day it is. I mean, that sun is coming through the viz, and I was just down at 15 there, and it was crystal clear. So I'm going to mosey on round, keep looking for new spots. I'm going to have a look at Navionics and the charts and just see if there is any features. I have had a look, so I know there's a couple spots I want to try, maybe even a wreck. But I'm going to check on my phone and see if we can find any of them. I carried on exploring around the island. Now, I have never been here, so it is all new to me. I even came across this tiny little passageway which literally looks like somebody's chopped it out by hand and made an archway into this really cool little beach. Even if it was a bit hairy getting back out, sharp rocks and floaty boats don't mix, but I got out unscathed, ready to see what else was out there. There is nothing more famous about this island than the Musa BROCH. This is an Iron Age tower dating back almost 2,000 years. They're from all over Scotland and Shetland, and this is one of the most intact ones you can find. The purpose of these towers are relatively unknown. They're obviously for defending or living in, but against who and who lived in them is relatively unknown. But they're pretty incredible structures, and sometimes they're as high as 13 meters, and in this case these walls are as thick as 5 meters. I highly recommend visiting this place. Even if you live on Shetland and you've never been there, get the ferry and go and have a look on an awesome day out. Or if you've never been to Shetland, get a guided tour and just enjoy the history. Carrying on the coast, I found a little piece of heaven, almost like a blue lagoon. This cliffy area with what seemed to be a beach at the bottom of it was just incredible. So I had to get in and just do a bit of filming and act like an idiot underwater, which was good fun. I did also have a quick look for fish, but you know what happened there? I didn't find anything. Well, that's pretty sick. There's a whole lot of sand up against this cliff. It's like a little lagoon in here. So I gave it a bit of a dive because it was pretty fun, but I had to look further out and I'm not seeing any fish. So I think I'm going to go bask in the sun with a fishing rod for a while and see if I can catch some fish that way and have a bit of a chill really, because the sun's coming back out and it's a beautiful day here on Shetland. And I told my mum I'd catch you some fish, so I'm not doing very well at that at the moment. So I've come out pretty wide. That's Shetland in the background, and then you've got Bressa Island, and where I've just been around is the island Musa, which is just over there. So basically there's some pinnacles all the way out here. It's all around 80 meters of water, 70, 80, and then it comes up to 30. So I'm going to get the rod and line out and see if there's anything biting. Bang on top of the pinnacle, we're going for some pinky orange squids. I've caught a cod on this before, so fingers crossed there's something out there. Slight change of plans. I'm not catching any fish on the rod and line, and my reel has given up the ghost, and it's not really working properly. So if I do hook into something, it's not going to go very well. So I don't want to get into that situation. But I think I'm just going to head into the shallows on the way back and go in for another dive and see what I can find. I've got the torch with me, so I might go find some crevices or something like that. Might just find a lobster, you never know. So let's get in and give that a go. Hopefully the sun will come out a bit stronger. A bit nippy without the sun. I dig the dive torch out. Today I'm using the Orchid torch, and this is the D710. Not gonna lie, I'm in love with this thing. I've been working with these guys a little bit now, and I've just started getting into a lot more filming and photography side of it, because the torch seems to just brighten everything up. The amount of colour and life it brings out, just adding that extra bit of light, is pretty amazing. I think I'm going to make my way in. Just got the top off and my wetsuit off. It's a lovely feeling. The sun is looking like it's back out, and fingers crossed it's here to stay. I'm going to whiz in because I want some time to chill in the sun and hopefully get the barbecue out, because I've got a couple of bits of venison out which I'm going to get the barbie tonight. So let's get the old engine started up and let's whiz in. It's beer time. There you have it, just in time to catch the sun going over the hill. We've got the beer, and the best bit, we've we've got the venison and the barbie. So I'm gonna love and leave you guys. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Still annoyed I've not shot a fish this season, but it is very early up here in Shetland. I keep saying this every year, and then I leave it a month and boom, the fish are in. So might just have to be patient this time, but it's not going to stop me getting out there and finding new spots ready for the summer to go and do some mega diving, and fingers crossed we're going to get into some big fish. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned because there's a lot more coming, whether it's spearfishing, hunting or whatever. Thanks for watching. See you soon.
Getting drunk from 7 to 3. Overindulged in flesh like it's free. We're on a fast ride where monkeys killing time with machines. Making love that we don't even feel. You don't even notice if it's her or it's me.